host here, which means I want to officially welcome you to the AI Trade Spy event. This is an encore event. We held an event last week which got so much traction, so much response, that the only possible option for us was to get the band back together, as it were, and do it again. Only this time, we're going to go even more up to the minute. We've got new information coming to you. And this is an event which is all about showing you that within the stock market right now, unknowingly, you have the potential to profit from stealth AI activity, which is taking place in tens of household name stocks. And we're going to talk about some of those specific stocks tonight. We're going to show you AI activity in progress right now. This isn't some abstract academic dissertation on AI, nothing like that. This is highly practical, useful, enlightening. We're going to rip the lid off of the market, and we're going to look underneath that lid, and what we're going to see is AI infestation from top to bottom. That's what we're going to see tonight. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're going to make it worth your while. We're going to be seeing the professor in just a moment. I do want to let you know that we have an AI watch list, which is the official watch list that the professor has put together and lovingly curated over the last weeks and months. These are stocks that right now he's seeing advanced levels of AI activity in these stocks. It's on his official AI watch list. These stocks are full of profit potential. You get this watch list just for sticking with us here. We're going to email it to you at the end of the presentation. You have to stick around, and this AI watch list is yours. We're going to be talking in this presentation about how to monetize potentially this AI watch list. So just stick with us, and this watch list is yours. The professor has done a lot of this homework for you. He's done a lot of this homework for you. You don't need to be examining these stocks for AI activity. He's already doing the legwork there. He's doing all of that heavy lifting. You get his watch list for sticking with us here. And tonight, we're actually going to be diving deep into 3 specific watch list stocks. So you're going to get the watch list. The stocks we're talking about are on the watch list. And the professor is going to be talking about how to potentially monetize those stocks according to their AI activity. But first, I want to talk just a tad quick. Even if you know the professor, it's worthwhile just to recap why we're even here. Why are we even listening to him? Now, of course, he's on CNBC. He's on Yahoo Finance. He's been published all over the place for years. He's been around the block here. He's someone who Yahoo Finance calls, CNBC calls when they want to have someone on who knows what the heck they're talking about. So let's look into his past a little bit and see some of the background that makes the professor uniquely able to help us identify AI activity and to seek out that profit potential and find it. So this is the actual office building where the professor used to be a Hollywood hedge fund manager for 10 years. He was on the 10th floor, he tells me, of this building, not sure which side here. But he was a hedge fund manager who had celebrity clientele who would rely on him to take their money and to grow his money, his $75 million in assets under management. So that's a lot of skin in the, a lot of weight to have on your shoulders, a lot of trust being put in you by a lot of people. And then after his career as a hedge fund manager, he went over to TD Ameritrade, which at the time was the biggest brokerage in America with 7 million clients. And the professor for 8 years was chief market technician. Here he is right there. I think this is the Money Show, perhaps. And so what was his role at TD? Well, it's interesting because when I say chief market technician, it sounds like a corporate title, but let me kind of break it down what it is. Basically, he was in charge of coming up with the most up-to-date and cutting-edge trading technical technologies that average traders could use in an accessible way to help their trading. And indeed, it's not a complicated thing to go from the advancements that the professor brought to TD Ameritrade to then kind of take a few steps forward to today at Robinhood. If you look at Robinhood, you see how intuitive it is, how instinctive it is. That all started with the breakthroughs that happened at TD Ameritrade with Professor Jeff Beerman. And then, of course, I keep calling him the professor. It's not just some marketing moniker or something, just some kind of term that's thrown out there. He's an actual adjunct professor of finance at Loyola University Chicago, teaching undergraduates, graduates, and executive MBA level courses. He's also a CMT, a chartered market technician, which there's very, very few CMTs in the world. There's actually more chess grandmasters than there are CMTs. So that's really saying something. So that's who we're going to be hearing from tonight. This is Peter. I want to show you what Peter wrote to us. Peter is not on this webinar, and Peter was not on last week's webinar either, because Peter is in Asia. He says, Professor, I hope you're well. I'm traveling all over Asia, having a blast, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make the webinar because of the time zone difference. I made $435,000 profit in January with one more trading day left. $435,000. Now, I'm not here to tell you whatsoever that that's an average result. That's an extraordinary result. It's not to be expected whatsoever. Why I'm showing you this is that this shows the potential, the extreme potential of what can happen if you sit and you listen to the professor and you actually soak in his wisdom, soak in his words, and take action on it. So let me introduce the professor into the fray, the man of the hour, Professor Jeff Beerman. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm actually doing quite well today, and I averted the algorithmic manipulation suffocation today, where they walked it up 40 points and held it there for 6 hours.
All right. Well,
altogether, good day.
Yeah. Well, that's great, and that's on topic, right? So what we're here to talk about today is obviously the main thing that we want to communicate today, and we've been talking about this presentation. When we put these things together, we don't throw them together. We talk about them for days about what's the best thing to talk about, because we want to be the most helpful to you as possible, right? So this is all about pointing out to you profit potential based upon the activity of AI in today's price charts on household name stocks. Most people, and by most, I mean the vast majority of people, have absolutely no clue, first of all, that this is even happening, that this is a thing, right? I got no idea. Second of all, even fewer people have any idea about how to potentially take advantage of that AI activity. So when you're on this event, you're here listening to us, you are literally a very, very tiny slice of all of the traders in the marketplace today. And this is going to really benefit you to know that just by being here with us, just by sticking around, just by listening to what we have to say today, is that you can take your level of knowledge about trading up about 20 notches just by hanging with us today, right? Because almost no one knows about this profit potential based upon AI. This is it. But the question I want to kind of pose to you, Jeff, to start us off, is a bit of a pointed question, which is that, your AI is something we just have a fire hose pointed at us right now in the news, where AI is the thing, the topic du jour of the news, topic du jour in the culture, right? And it sounds like it could be pretty hypey. It sounds like it could be way more overblown than it actually is. Is it the case in the stock market that AI has any element of kind of hype or overblown nature to it, or is there actually a very genuine shift in how the stock market plays out, how stock price, like how price action plays out due to algos, due to AI? Is it a real thing, or is it something that's even got a shred of hype to it?
Let me answer this in a simple word. It's actually understated. It's way larger than people can possibly imagine. And I'll give you the statistics to back it up. Around 2008, when AI started its proliferation, the revolution starts now, but the proliferation started about 15, 16 years ago, Ross. About 50% of all trades were electronically matched through a computer. There were no people. There were just programs set to run and go. You press the button, it would start the day. They had their own algorithms and they would go 50%. By 2016-17, that number was somewhere estimated by a number of large firms to be somewhere between 70 to 75% on any given day. As of 2023, that number has eclipsed 90%. 90% of all volume is done not by people, but by machines. It's a fact. And a lot of people who speak on TV, and I'm not disparaging them, will use the word very loosely, Ross. Investors are, okay, got to back off right there. Investors are in the minority. Traders are in the minority. Just call it what it is. What are the computers doing today? How are they spreading it around in terms of buying and selling? Because that's what it comes down to. And today was a case in point. There was no news, nothing, no market moving news. Stocks opened up 38 points, stayed there all day in a 4-point range for 6 consecutive hours without moving on either side. People can't do that, Ross. It's physically, mechanically impossible for a market to stay in a 4-point range, a $5,000 product, unless it's tempo controlled by a machine. So for people who say it's overblown, it's all hype. No, it's real. It's taking control. And here's the thing, Ross, it's just begun. We're only in the beginning stages of what we're seeing. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And the less you know, the more you become roadkill for these machines.
And so part of what we're doing today is we are trying to get you on the right side of that. Simple as that. We're trying to get you on the right side of this growing AI trend, which is not going to slow down. It's not going to pause. It's just going to exponentially get stronger and stronger, more and more potent, more and more suffocating. And it's either a kind of a do or die situation in the end, whether we like it or not, where if you don't get smart to this, there's going to be consequences to that. But that's just how it works. The other thing that I'd like to point out, if it's all right, Jeff, is just that a lot of the old ways that people on this webinar may have been taught to trade in the past are becoming more and more antiquated because of this AI activity. Could you just talk to that quick, just in terms of how that works, how that plays out for people?
Yeah, sure. I call it death by numbers or murder by numbers, which was a song by Sting many years ago. The new breed of money managers, asset managers, broker dealers, traders, okay, Ross, it's not about it's not about what I call a race. It's a sprint. They're paid to produce quick money, hard money, fast money in short bursts and get well compensated for it. This isn't your grandfather's market anymore. The idea of the buy and hold and sit and wait for performance, that's dead. Managers are now under the gun to produce extraordinary results. And what they have found is if you put a person against a machine, the machine is going to win nearly every time. The machine is faster. It processes information faster. It executes faster. It doesn't have a fat finger, so a machine never places a trade that's on the wrong side, too large a size, at the wrong limit price, at the wrong stop price. Okay, a machine can read both sides of the market faster. in a level 2, level 3 setting. A machine can also spray and hide trades or do it in bulk. It's bigger, it's faster, it's more efficient, it's better capitalized, and the machine is designed now to produce big profits in short bursts. So if you sit there and tell me, well, I'm going to trade against this machine, you've already lost right there because you can't fight the machine. And if you're telling me you're going to trade with the machine, that's okay. But you have to be aware that the machine is tempo controlled. It can flip anytime. It can make it seem like something's going to rip and then immediately dip and fall out of the sky like a parachuter, a parachuting fall out of an airplane. So you have to be in step with the algos, either on an intraday basis or a daily basis, because if you don't get on that side or get in step, you are likely either to fall far behind, and by the time you catch up, the machine's going to go the other way, or you're going to be too far ahead and the machine is going to clip you in reverse and go the other way and leave you hanging high and dry. So knowledge is power. The more you understand about algos, it's not necessary, Ross, that you're going to make a killing. It's that you're not going to be killed when it turns against you. It's more not just about making money. It's about protecting your money at the same time.
Sure, this is about, protecting and growing money because you understand what the actual AI situation is and you understand what to look for, how it looks on a chart. What does AI look for? Well, or like, what's it actually mean to people? What we're talking about here, Jeff, is that we're talking about an AI divide. We've talked about this before. We talked about this last week, and last week we had such a huge response. Last week, we talked about this AI divide where basically this is going to force people into one camp or another, where you either know about this stuff or you don't know anything about it, or you know very little, or you don't know enough about it, and you're not giving it the respect that it's due when it's 90% of trades now in the market. You just heard it from the professor. So this is all about us getting you and all of us being on the right side of this AI divide. That's why we're here tonight. So this right here is the official up-to-date AI watch list. Now, something I want to point out is that this is how fast moving this situation is. Just in the past week, the watch list has gone from 37 stocks up to 49 stocks. This is where the professor is seeing AI activity happening on an almost daily basis, which can potentially be turned into high probability trades. So many trades, in fact, if you wish to, you would never need to look for a trade ever again, because this is throwing up so many potential high probability trades based upon the professor being able to identify, spot, and help you take advantage of these AI price movements. Because what happens is, and this is just as a layman explaining it, right, is that, you can correct me here, Jeff, is that the AI comes in and the AI essentially pushes price unnaturally, according to technical analysis, fundamental analysis, either up or down at its whim, at its will, right? So it holds price hostage, is one way to understand it. It holds price hostage in these sustained ways, up or down in sustained ways that are unnatural, as it were. And so when you know that these moves are happening, these unnatural moves are taking place, that's when you can take advantage. How did I do, Jeff? Then let me know if I got it on the button or not.
Right on the button. Absolutely right on the button. And if for those who think like, well, I don't know how to read an intraday chart, you don't have to read an intraday chart. I can show you daily charts of curated channels where you're going to look at this and say, hey, how did that stock go up 23 straight days? I'm just going to shake my head and go, it's an algorithm. There's nobody on the other side to sell. So the algo just keeps walking it up until it sniffs the other side of a sell. And if it could take it up 1,000 days, Ross, it'll take it 1,000 days. There are no rules with an AI machine. None.
And so last week we reiterated this point. We want to reiterate it again. You know, age, experience, and account size doesn't matter. This is an opportunity that can be taken advantage of by anybody. You don't need to be in any type of advanced trader whatsoever. You can be someone totally fresh and new to the markets. It doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't matter whether you have supreme confidence in your trading ability or no confidence whatsoever. It doesn't matter. The professor basically does the heavy lifting for you here. So all of this stuff doesn't matter. Just want to reassure you about that right up front. Now, last week, I think it was Tuesday last week, we held our first AI Trade Spy event, and 50 people last week who attended last week's webinar secured what we call the two-phase AI survival kit. And we're going to talk more about what this kit constitutes as we go on. But basically, this kit is a way to protect your money, grow your money in the age of AI. And as you can see right here, I do want to point it out because we're proud to offer it to you. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee, which means you can take full advantage of this AI survival kit, the full thing, and then at a later date, you can just write to us and say, hey, I'd like my money back. And guess what? Because it's the right thing to do, because it's the fair thing to do, we'll just say, okay, no problem. And we'll just give you your money back. That's how it works. But more on this later on, because today we filled up those 50 spots last week, but today we're going to open up another 50 slots. I want to be clear. We are not planning on doing that again for a long time from now, because our focus will be on caring for and supporting everybody who is coming into this two-phase learning experience with us, making sure that they have a wonderful experience. So this is going to be the last time in a long time where we offer slots in this, but there's 50 more slots available. We're going to give you more of those details soon. But first, it's time to actually go into the charts, Professor. So I'm going to hand things back to you. Let's look at three specific stocks where we are seeing unnatural behavior in this earnings season. Let me hand things over to you on your screen. Let me, I'm going to stop sharing here. All right, you good? There we go.
I'm going to take it from here temporarily, if I might. And I'm going to leave up, and I'm going to start with Roku. Ross, you familiar with Roku?
Absolutely.
You got Roku on your TV? Some of you people might. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through Roku. That'll be your starting point. And I also want to throw in there that I'm an equal opportunity employer. And I don't mean to be flippant, but what I mean by an equal opportunity employer simply means this. And I'm hoping everybody can see my screen. Can you see my screen, Ross? Can everybody see my screen?
I can't right now. The tension's
all right.
coming.
Well, let me share my screen. Here we go. Now you can see it.
Now we're in business.
Okay. So I'm not trying to be flippant, but I'm going to give you a bullish, a bearish, and a neutral trade to show you that AI can be fast and furious and one-sided some days, and can be fast and furious and two-sided other days. Okay. Don't underestimate the power of the machine. Don't always think it's always up, up, up in a day or down, down, down. The machines are what's known as tempo control. So I have this set on a 2-day, 3-minute, and I'm going to take it from yesterday where Roku came out. Okay. They did not necessarily report earnings, but that doesn't even matter. The machines will find a way to make things move however they want them to move. There is what we call thumbprints. There are what we call subtle tells. Some are more overt than others. And in my system, my methodology of teaching, I have about 10 to 12 thumbprints or fingerprint tells of how you can match an AI trade. So for instance, you take a look here, and I'll zoom in on Roku. Okay. Notice how Roku closed on Monday over here around, and you can see it closed at 87.75 on the button. I have it set on 3 minutes because I want people to see how fast and furious an algorithm actually operates. So In the opening rotations yesterday, the market was pretty much flat to barely up. What you have here is a classic what's called flag formation. Now, a lot of you are saying, uh-oh, here he goes. He's going off on a tangent. No, stop. You don't need to be a 30-year seasoned expert like me to understand what a flag formation is. This is what we call a flagpole. It takes on the semblance of a flagpole, as if you were holding a flag, the pole of flag, and it's going to spread out. Then what happens is the algo peaks at some point. Perhaps it locks in a gain. Perhaps it hits too much overhead supply. Perhaps the demand side shifts. It's happening in 3-minute increments. It's very fast. But if you notice, it snaps up here, it snaps back. But if you actually curate with the channel the rest of the day, it's a perfect flag. Okay, I want to make this clear to all of you. It's impossible for a person to do this. Impossible. Only an algorithm could curate a flag like this. So what you're seeing here is, and I'll extend this a little higher, to the right, a little higher, pardon me. Let me grab it, I'll activate it and pull it up. Suspend your imagination. That's the flagpole, and there's a flag waving in the wind. Now, what you'll learn from this is simply this. The algos moved it up, walked it, threw it down, and then they walked it up the rest of the day. A lot of people would have come in and said, you know what? I'm going to short it right there. And would have come down here and waited. And then it goes back up and it rips your head off and goes, oh my God, I just lost $2 by the time I blinked. And then it's going to come down here and they're going to say, oh, it's coming down again. And they're not going to take off their short. And then the machine walks it up the rest of the day. And so what you realize is you put on a trade early in the morning and you think like, well, it's peaked here, but the rest of the day you make no money. That's a typical retail trader. Typical. And what the retail trader doesn't understand is that the algo has 3 or 4 operations on its mind. The first is the algo is based upon linearity. It needs things in a linear format. The vertical move is the first linear move. Then it will swing itself down, and then it will bring it in linear here, and then walk it up. Ross, can you see how I'm doing this? I'm walking it up and down. Look how everything is linear. But when you actually put it all together, what you're seeing here is, okay, linearity in terms of the channel. So the algorithm is looking to create trend and momentum with as little slippage as possible. Slippage means volatility. The more volatile it is, the more difficult it is for the algorithm to control the channel. The less volatility, the easier it is for the algorithm to manipulate the price and walk it up and down. Now, yes, the order flow matters, the volume matters, but the algorithm who trades this probably makes up anywhere from 50 to 75% of the volume anyways. So yes, there'll be some institutions, there'll be some retail, some prop desk trading in here, but ultimately the algo maintains control of the actual pattern. Take a look. It's called a classic flag pattern. The idea here is, Ross, what the algo is telling Ross Bowering is, Ross, you can buy anywhere in here you want. Anywhere. You can buy here, we'll walk it up for you. But if it goes underneath the bottom of that flag, you have to bail immediately. So the algos are there to defend, but once a pattern is broken, Ross, it doesn't defend anymore. So the algos are only in there intraday as long as the pattern holds. But if the pattern breaks, it throws off the algo, and the algo has to do what's called decipher and read new patterns to curate new channels to figure out what's going on. I don't want to simplify this and say anybody could trade off this. There are other tells. There are other thumbprints that are in this. But this is a webinar to just give you a taste of what it looks like. I expound and expand on this in depth. And of course, I'll leave it to Ross to talk about this. But this is just one bullish example, Ross. One.
Yeah, and the thing is about this is that the average trader, of course, would not be looking at this and necessarily, first of all, even knowing that it was AI in the first place, and then not, of course, knowing these tells that let you know that it's AI and what is happening in this sustained move. Is that right?
Correct.
Right. So you're basically talking about the only people who would know that this was even happening would be people on that right side of the AI divide who are actually paying attention to AI, understanding AI, actually giving it the seriousness that it deserves in today's stock market and not just getting run over by it on a regular basis.
But you cannot lay it all on the eye test. You can't just watch price action. You need the tools, and I will teach you the tools. I will teach you the tells. The eye test does not work consistently. You must have the ancillary tools and tells to survive the AI onslaught. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not that simple to look at this. I made it seem easy, but there's many more layers to this.
We were talking during the week, and one of the things that you were very excited about, you were messaging me about, it was Spotify, right?
Oh, yes.
We talked about Spotify. Spotify had you hot and heavy in talking about AI. So let us know why you were so interested.
Okay. So for those of you who are old school, and I'm old school, new school, because I do fundamental research old school, but I play the new school algo game because I don't fight the algos, not anymore, given up years ago. Here is Spotify. Now, Ross, the average person who hears news on Spotify, because Spotify reported yesterday, they reported a massive loss. Can you see that? They reported a 39-cent loss. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I would have bet my bottom dollar that the average person, even a seasoned professional 35-year portfolio manager, would have said, that Spotify is going to gap down and blow up today. Really? Take a look at what Spotify did. It gapped up from where it closed at 223 and it opened at $242. Ross, if I told you the company was losing hundreds of millions of dollars, would you have guessed the stock would have opened up 10% yesterday on a gap up?
I don't think I would have done it.
That's why the markets, they don't work. That's why algos have completely changed the game. An average person would have looked at this and said, oh my God, when it gapped, okay, it opened at around that 242 level within minutes. And I'll show you within minutes of this trade. In the first 3 minutes, you could sense and feel the panic. The panic of what? The panic of short sellers. The short sellers saying, well, if they lost hundreds of millions, it should have gone down, and now it's up, and now they're getting margin calls from their broker. They're feeling the DTE, the day trade expiration option people pressuring them. By the 6th minute, Ross, it's up another $6. Okay, you have to, everybody look at this. This is effectively 222 to 248, which is a $26 move in 6 minutes. So you would have looked at this and you would have said to yourself, my God, I have got to buy that thing. Their squeeze is going to go to the sky. Really? Because the algorithms are not your friends. The algorithms can fool you at any turn. When it hit that 248 level, within a split second, look exactly what happened to Spotify. It completely reversed polarity. I'm going to extend it to the left. Do you see that?
Yep.
That in the business is known as a bearish flag formation, Mr. Bowering. What you saw on Roku is a bullish flag formation. This is a bearish flag formation. This is as common as the bullish. And most people in the business who don't know algos get completely obliterated in these. They get wiped out in a day. In a day, they can get wiped out. Most people would have looked at this and said, I'm going to buy right at 248 and run with this because it's a parabolic move. Others would have said, well, if it backs off to 240, I'm going to step in here and I'm going to buy it right off where it gapped up here. And they would have bought there. And then, of course, it drops back another $8. So they would have been taken out on that one as well. Okay. This is my point about algos. They have algos out there called sniffers. And a sniffer means an algo can read order flow on one side of the market and the other side. If the algo sees on one side of the market too much size or overhead supply and not enough demand on the backside, the algo can actually change its rhythm and its direction and its slope and its bias at the same time and flip it upside down and do that exactly. Once you see that reversal flag formation, you begin to realize like, oh my God, I have got to get a lesson in algos because if I don't, I'm not going to survive. You're absolutely right. The algos took it down. It bounced it up here, probably because there was some short covering. And then the rest of the day was just what, Ross? It was another algorithmic channel downward. Look at the algos did. They curated this one down for the better part of the day. So you have two algo channels working at the same time in the same day. This is an example of what I call a bullish reversal trade. You have the bearish flag formation, the pop, and then the walking down to the rest of the day. All of that is pretty much people who bought up here who are basically what? Selling all the way down as the algo sells with them. This is the kind of stuff that I try to teach people how to avoid or how to at least, Ross, navigate the field. There's no one size fits all. Did I know this was going to happen? I did not. But the way I teach my courses, I teach you how to read it with the tools and protect yourself against this. And if it goes against you, I can teach you how to say, listen, you got to flip your bias and flip your trade, and you can make back what you've lost. Not all is lost in a given day, but this is how quickly algos can turn the tables on you from what seems like a perfectly bullish, unstoppable day to a perfectly bearish day. And that's with Spotify.
So what I want to point out is that all of those 49 stocks on that watch list of yours, all of those 49 stocks have the same prevalence of AI activity or close to it, sometimes more, happening on a daily basis. And if you just think about it just for a moment, just being able to understand this, just being one of the very precious few traders who actually have an understanding of this is a huge advantage, because almost nobody knows any of this stuff, and it's happening every single trading day in tens and tens and tens and tens of stocks. And so that's an advantage right there. And part of what we are doing is arming you with that advantage so that you can go into these stocks. And when you see AI activity, just how the professor's pointed out, he's going to teach you how to spot it, how to validate it, how to manage risk in a trade. All of the factors that you need to know to be able to confidently get in and out of trades using this stealth AI activity, the professor is going to be teaching you. Let's go on to our third one, Jeff, because we've got a special one which we save for last.
Yeah, this one, it's on the list, and in after hours, it ain't doing so well. So Ross, can I skip the after hours discussion? PayPal lifted their numbers for the year and they still killed the stock. It's down about $4 in after hours, 3.5, because they reported earnings just a few minutes ago, $1.48, well above estimates. And once again, Wall Street at a 52-week low is just going to sell them because it's an algo that's already controlled. But here's what I want to throw out about PayPal, okay? Here's the thing about how people get very badly fooled in this business, okay? Here's PayPal on Tuesday PayPal. And if you look really carefully, once again, it's another flag formation. They rip it up to this point, then they spike it up here by the 9th minute. And once again, you get to see that classic flag formation. Okay. Take a look for yourself. Notice how beautifully manicured the channel is. In other words, when you look at the width of the channel, okay, this is just swinging between the width of the channel, but hanging in the middle of the channel as if the middle of the channel was some type of monkey bar or an average or just a stabilization point. So that's exactly what this is, a flag formation, okay? Now, I want to cut to today. A lot of people who deciphered the flag formation the previous day figured, well, if they gap it up again, I'm not going to be fooled this time, Ross. I'm going to get on board and play that flag formation. Here's what the algos will do for you. This is what they'll do to you. Notice how, and I'm not trying to laugh. I'm just trying to I'm in amazement. I'm stunned how they do this.
Astonishment. It's
it's an acknowledgement of how powerful they are.
AI astonishment.
It's incredible to watch. So here is the flagpole. Another gap at the opening, right? So it closes at 63.73. It opens up near around, okay? It starts to open up a little bit here, but it works its way here to about 64 and then jumps to 64.9 as if there is a short squeeze in play. But once again, you see how quickly the algos destroyed retail traders, because a lot of retail traders probably came in here and said, I know that PayPal is going to beat their numbers. How do you know that? Because PayPal management already came out and said our quarter's tracking really well. So a lot of people are thinking, well, we're going to front run the trade, and they think they have an advantage by thinking, well, I have the information in my hand, and even if you did, it wouldn't make a difference, but I do, so I'm going to get ahead of that trade. So they chase thinking they don't want to be left behind in another flag formation. It took all of about 15, 20 minutes to whack every trader and destroy them. Look at this. Look at the reversal. You look at this and you're thinking, well, that's a $2 reversal. That's not that much. Well, $2 on a $60 product, okay, is actually about close to 5%. That's almost a 5% reversal, 4% in a matter of minutes. And if you strung that together for 10 minutes, Ross, you could be down 20%. So this is not just a minor move. Then look what the algos do. They swing it back and run it up. Now, if you think a person can do that, you're smoking. You need to check into a hospital. You're smoking something. That's impossible. They're moving so fast and with so much firepower. If you as a person are lucky enough or savvy enough to get on both sides of this trade, congratulations, you made money. But the movements of the algos can either be slow and just draining. I call it like watching paint dry, like the S&P was watching paint dry today. Or they can move so fast that you really don't know what to do. Well, by the end of the day, the algos, again, are walking it down. So it's pretty much swing up, swing down, swing up, kind of chop in the day. That's less algo presence. And then the algos just walk it down the rest of the day. Like, what is my point behind this? Okay, it's not so much that you have to trade intraday. It's not that. It's that if you actually back it out, and if you look at it on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, you can actually see where the algos are leaning. So I'll do that for you right now, and I'll turn it over to you. Take a look at it on a daily basis, on a 3-month daily basis, okay? The algos are doing what? They're starting to walk it up. They're walking the trade already up. By the mere fact that it rallied up to the top of that channel, almost up here, when something hits the top of a channel, Ross, what do the algos do? They sell it.
Yeah.
They sell it. So for those who said, I'm going to buy today, well, once the algo, okay, today hit the top of that channel there, it already sold itself back down and dropped down here. So what I'm going to teach is how to look at an algo from a longer term perspective, a short term perspective, and an intraday perspective. So for those who think like, well, I'm not a day trader, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll show you how algos operate from long-term ranges, short-term ranges, or intraday ranges. Now the algo, see how it's broken underneath? What do I always tell? I always tell Ross, hey, Ross, if they break the bottom of the channel, you have to get out. Now do you believe me? Look, it's already down $4 because it broke the bottom of the channel. This thing is going to get just mugged tomorrow. I hate to say whoever's long is going to get ripped. The algos are going to break it because you've broken an algo channel. That's a fact, Jack.
Right. So the biggest takeaway for me, Jeff, from watching you chat about this, is that how easy is it to make mistakes when you don't know that you've got AI on the chart with you? You don't know what the AI is doing. You don't know its movements. You don't know its patterns. You don't know its level of predictability in certain situations. How easy is it to make mistakes when you're blind to this? It just seems like it's just impossible to operate in a profitable manner as a trader without knowing this.
Let me put this in perspective to make everybody at ease. Ross, I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to build my car. I have no idea how the car is built. I just know how to drive it. What I teach people is don't be so obsessed with trying to figure out how many algos are out there, how much firepower they have. Don't worry about it. The algos have thumbprints. All you got to do is keep an eye, read the thumbprints, use the tools I'll provide for you around those thumbprints, like a detective, and you'll figure out, decipher how to manage your money around those thumbprints. Algos can make moves rapidly, or at times it's like, again, it's so slow. It's deceptive. Like today, it was all deceptive. They ripped up the market, they flattened it out, and they never brought it down the rest of the day. To me, I will show you how to adjust to algos on given days based upon certain daily footprints, weekly footprints, and intraday footprints. And even if you're not a person who says, well, that 1 minute or that 3 minutes too fast, doesn't matter. I'll get you on a 15-minute or 30-minute footprint. You'll still see pretty much the same patterns taking place in a much more slow, tempo-controlled, smoother channel so you don't get chopped up. So if you're a person who's worried about the speed of the movement, I will help you adjust your screen. Like the outer limits, don't adjust your screen. I will help you adjust your screen and get you set on a time frame where the actual time frame fits your DNA so you can decipher how to read the algorithmic movements within that duration period.
Doesn't matter your trading style, doesn't matter your experience level. This is something that anybody can do with the right training. This is why we're here. And so I want to share here. Can you see my screen, Jeff?
I'm going to take mine off.
Yeah, you take yours off.
Go.
Let's put me on here because I want to ask you, friends, just remember everything that we taught you today. AI activity can be consistently identified in certain stocks. The professor's watch list is full of 49 stocks right now that are exhibiting daily stealth AI activity, some of which he showed you today in the specific stocks which we talked about. We're also going to show you, as part of what we're doing, how you can actually take advantage of this AI activity. Not just get run over by it. This isn't some intellectual exercise about learning about algos. This is not some deep technical discussion about how algos work. We're not interested in that. We're interested in arming you with what you need to know to be able to actually monetarily take advantage of AI within the stock market. And also, very importantly, as you can see, if you don't know how these AIs behave, how they're programmed to behave, you don't know how they're incentivized to behave in their programming, then you can easily become AI roadkill because you just don't know this stuff. You're on the wrong side of that AI divide, and we want to help you get on the right side of it. So what we hope to have done is to give you some hope in the face of this AI takeover. This isn't bad news that there's an AI takeover. We're just keeping it real with you. But we've got good news too. So do you feel more hope after today that you can survive and thrive in the era of algos and AI? And do you see practical pathways open to you to turn AI dominance into a good thing, a positive thing in your life and in your trading? Do you feel hope that as AI and algos only achieve greater, more suffocating influence in the stock market, that now you won't get left behind? We are holding these events primarily so that you don't not just not get left behind, but you can be ahead of the curve. Literally be among the few people who have confidence that you can survive and thrive in this AI era, which is only getting more and more suffocating by the day. And this AI divide, this is important. We all have to kind of decide which side of this divide we're going to be on. Now, the vast majority of traders are always going to be, at the moment anyway, on the wrong side of this AI divide. They're not going to know how AI is operating and dominating today's pricing charts. They're just not going to know. But this is about being on the left-hand side of the screen here and being the guy or the gal who does understand what's going on, can take advantage of it, unlike everybody else. So we're faced with two choices here. We can either end here and we can leave you to your own devices and hope you take what you've learned today and that you apply it into your own trading. Or we can take an active role in arming you with the further education and resources you need to make sure that you thrive in this algo-dominated trading era. And the good news is, as you know, is we decided on this second choice. So here's what we're doing. With great pleasure, we're inviting you to join us for an exclusive 2-phase total immersion learning experience. Phase 1 is the AI Trade Spy live masterclass with Professor Bierman. Phase 2 of this learning experience is the AI Trade Spy immersive mastermind. This is a 2-day live mastermind. Let's go a little deeper into what these mean for you. So first, in phase 1, you'll join the professor for a live, in-depth, comprehensive, beginner-friendly masterclass. This is happening extremely soon on February 13th. We want to give you some immediate gratification here. This is happening very soon on February 13th. You can take your seat within this live masterclass. What you'll learn is what you need to know in comprehensive form, in beginner-friendly form, what you need to know to start taking advantage of AI. What Professor Bierman is going to teach you, he's going to teach you every AI trade setup, so you know exactly what to look for. He's going to teach you his AI thumbprints, which is visual clues that you can look for. And then he's going to teach you how to validate trades after you see an AI thumbprint. He's going to teach you how to tell the difference between AI and a false flag, meaning it's not AI. So you know the difference and you're not caught out. And in this class, you're going to be taught how to find all of the trades you could ever need. That's the goal of this class, to be able to really open up the floodgates for you so that you don't need to keep on hunting around for trades, because AI is throwing up countless high probability trades. And this is applicable, as we talked about, to every trading style and risk preference. Plus, you're going to learn the execution criteria for how to get in and out of these AI trades. We are allergic to guesswork. We are no fans of guesswork. We don't like giving anybody any level of guesswork. Guesswork's no fun, right? So what we do is we instead give you clear directives, clear execution criteria, so you always know what to do next. Also, importantly, account size is not an issue. You just need a basic account, $2,000 or more. These are basic options trades, and everything will be explained to you step by step. So whatever your trading style, you'll walk away knowing how to fish, and you will be able to find countless high probability trades in this new AI dominated world. So that's phase 1. That's the AI Trade Spy live masterclass happening February 13th. Then in phase 2, we're going to take all of that new knowledge and we're going to go AI Trade Spotting. We're very, very excited here about this phase 2 experience here. We're going to go AI Trade Spotting together based upon the knowledge we learned within the masterclass. We're going to go AI Trade Spotting together in a 2-day immersive mastermind on February 22nd and 23rd. And this is going to be a small, intimate affair, not some big thing. This is going to be a thing where you can share your screen with the professor. He's going to share his screen with you, of course, too. And you're going to go AI hunting together. So we're going to go into the markets and find trades as a team. So we're going to take the stuff which we learn in the masterclass and actually start to apply it. You don't necessarily have to execute trades in the mastermind, but we're going to go actively hunting for trades in progress in the market right now in the 47 stocks on the professor's official AI watch list. So this is for you. If you want to know where AI is active right now, you want to know where there's opportunity right now, that's what this masterclass is for. So the mastermind is for, sorry. So the masterclass phase 1 is where you learn how to fish. And in this phase 2 mastermind, we'll fish together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to set you up to trade these AI moves for the rest of your trading days. This is going to be a very immersive and unique experience. There is nobody, to the best of our knowledge, I'm not aware of it for sure, teaching any of this stuff. It is just not out there. But the professor is going to teach you in a comprehensive masterclass everything that you need to know. And then we're going to up the ante by actually going into the markets together and to start actually applying that knowledge right now. Now, Bruce says, Professor, it was a fantastic year for me. I've learned so much from you. I was able to increase my account by 70%. I'd ask Bruce, we love to hear that. This is what it's all about. It's all about increasing the size of your account, potentially. It's all about building your wealth. It's very hard to build your wealth when you don't know how AI works in the stock market. It's just that simple. That's where it's gotten to, is that if you are after looking to build your wealth, and I assume that you are, because who isn't, it's very difficult to do so unless you can wrap your head around AI and get your head screwed on straight about what AI is doing and what AI isn't doing, because it's infiltrated the stock market to such an unprecedented degree. Now, if the date and times of the masterclass and or the mastermind don't jive with your schedule for some reason, this is important. Don't let that stop you from taking advantage of AI and participating in this two-phase learning experience. You will get full recordings of everything, the masterclass and the masterminds, and you won't miss a thing, and you can review those recordings forever. So don't let the dates get in the way of this. Don't let something silly like you can't attend get in the way of you doing this. Everything's recorded. Everything's yours. Full recordings, yours forever. However, time is a factor. Last week, we did this. We already filled up one cohort of 50 spots in the initial mastermind. They sold out very, very quickly. This is us coming back and saying there was such unprecedented demand for this. Let's figure out a way to open up another 50 signups, but it has to be 50, because when we do that two-phase mastermind, this is legitimately an intimate experience where you can talk to the professor, you can go back and forth with him, he can help you. Now, if we go past 50 spots, that's not possible. So it really is just 50 spots. And last week, the spots went incredibly fast. This is not some marketing thing. This is actually how we're operating here completely. There's 50 spots open for this. Last week, they sold out very fast. This is your chance to be a part of his second cohort. We have no plans whatsoever in our calendar to open up a third cohort of 50 spots. No plans whatsoever. So this is your last chance for a long time to participate in this. Now, we just dropped the link. Our team just dropped the link into the Zoom chat box. Click that link for the details of this offer. That's the sign-up page where you can get those details. Click the link. It's in the chat. Our team's dropping it in there for you, right? Click it. See what's up. That's the sign-up page. Remember, we've got 50 spots available. We would love for you to join us. We will take care of you I just want to point out right now while we're here, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. That 90-day money-back guarantee is there because we want to put our money where our mouth is. That's why, because it's the right thing to do, because it's the fair thing to do. Wouldn't you agree? Who wants to do business with people who won't give them money-back guarantee? So here we are giving you a 90-day money-back guarantee. So again, here's the deal. You can do all of this two-phase experience, and then after that, 3 months from now, 90 days, a full 90 days from now, you can come back and you can say, for whatever reason you want, I'd like my money back. And we'll say, absolutely, no problem. That's how this works. So we can take that risk off of your shoulders, put it on our shoulders because we believe in what we're doing. We've got such full confidence in this to where we can make you that kind of 90-day money-back guarantee and make this a no-brainer for you. We want to make it a no-brainer for you. If you look at the professor talking about those specific free stocks and showing you one after the next, the level of AI infestation we are dealing with right now in the stock market. And if you look at the professor showing you that level of AI infestation and you say to yourself, well, I don't need to know anything about this. Well, that's a little funky because it's going to be very, very hard to get ahead in the markets if you don't know about AI. It is taking over. The AI takeover is not just in progress. It's almost fully complete. It's suffocating already. You better know how to do this. Otherwise, it's going to be very easy to end up on the wrong side of that AI divide. But there is more, my friends. I'm happy to say there is more. And we're excited to tell you about it because when you enroll in this two-phase learning experience, you'll also get these special bonuses. So let me give you a quick walkthrough of what you get when you sign up now and you're part of this cohort of 50 spots here. So the first bonus is you get a private VIP AI briefing. You're going to get the full uncensored slide deck and video recording of a live presentation the professor gave at an intimate VIP private traders retreat in November 2023, where people paid $2,000 to learn the most up-to-date trading approaches. I want to tell you something. This presentation that we're giving today here didn't just kind of come to our minds in the last couple of weeks and we thought, oh, that's a good idea. Let's talk about that. No. This has been brewing like a beautiful British cup of tea for months. And the professor has been one of the only people, the first people to get ahead of this, examine AI in the markets, become obsessed with hunting it down, become obsessed with teaching it, sharing his knowledge, sharing it with regular traders just like you. And so he got up at this private traders retreat. People paid $2,000 to watch him give this presentation because he is the man who is ahead of the curve on AI. And we want to make you ahead of the curve along with us. So you get the full recording of this presentation. You get the full slideshow. That's your first bonus. Click the link if you'd like that. It's in the chat box. Our team just put it in there. Click it. Take a look at the special offer we've got for you. I think you're going to love it and become part of the 50. Become part of the 50 because when the 50 spots are full, sayonara, that's it. We're just cutting it off. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers situation where this is a serious thing where you got to take advantage of this right now to be able to participate. These slots went very fast last week for the first 50. This is the second 50 slots, the last 50 slots for a long time. Don't sit on the pot, my friend. Let's learn about AI together. The second bonus is lifetime AI trade spy weekly updates. Now, this is exciting. Let me tell you why it's exciting. I know that you're sat there thinking, well, I'm a busy bee. We're all busy. Who do you know who, when you say, how are you, they don't answer, busy. Everyone's busy. We're all busy. Everyone's busy. You're busy. Professor's busy. Everybody's busy. So what these weekly updates do is this is the professor making a video for you every single week on a lifetime basis here, to show you where he is seeing the most potent AI activity that you can step in and potentially take advantage of. So you do not have to crawl through every single stock on that watch list. You do not have to be hogtied to your trading desk. You can have a life. And the professor's just going to come along and say, knock, knock, I want to help you make some money this week. Here's my briefing. Here's where I'm seeing AI activity. Every single week, you will get a detailed time-saving video update showing you the latest AI activity and how you can take advantage of it. So if you're busy, and of course you're busy, everyone's busy, this serves up trade ideas to you on a silver platter, and these are lifetime weekly updates. It's just going to be in like a 10, 15-minute, easy-to-consume video. And after you watch that, you're going to be the smartest trader on your block, because that's how it works. Most people don't even know this exists, but every week for 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to be in the know, the first person to know about where this AI activity is taking place, and you're going to be advised in how you can take advantage of it. If you want this bonus, click the link in the chat. It's yours if you're one of the first 50. Don't hang around. We would love to have you. We'd love to take care of you within this two-phase learning experience. We enjoy having you in there just so we can wow you by how well we treat you, by you coming into the masterclass, sitting there, learning, having illuminating moments, having light bulbs pop above your head about about all the ways AI is working right now to make life difficult for most traders out there, but not for you, because you're going to know what it's doing, how to spot it, how to potentially take advantage of it. So click the link in the chat if you'd like the second bonus. The third bonus in this two-phase learning experience is free lifetime AI watch list updates. So you're also going to get ongoing lifetime watch list updates. So the watch list becomes a living document of what stocks to watch for these AI trade setups. So you can keep watch of what stocks we've removed and what new stocks we've added. And as you know, we've actually added 12 stocks just recently. This is a fast-moving situation here. We want you to be part of this. We want you to be up to the minute in where this AI activity is taking place, what stocks to look for. The vast majority of people just have no clue what stocks to look for when it comes to AI. They don't even know AI is active in the way that you now know it's active. They don't know that the stock market is infested, riddled with AI. They don't know that the machines are virtually taken over. They're still living in the relative dark ages of a couple of years ago, trying to get by on old school, old hat techniques. Is that going to happen? Is that going to work for them based upon what you saw today? Probably not. Probably not. There's just too much AI activity, and it's warping natural price action, or what you might call natural price action. So how do you survive in an environment like that? The only way to survive is to know what AI is doing. Know how to take advantage of it. That's what this is all about. This is why we're here. This is why you're here tonight. So that's the third bonus. Free AI watch list lifetime updates. Click the link in the chat. Join us in this 50, in the second 50 spots. Lay your own claim to a seat at the masterclass. Lay your claim to a seat in the 2-day mastermind and get all of these bonuses. Just take a look at our special offer. It's in the chat. We'd love to have you join us. We're going to take great care of you, and we've got that 90-day money-back guarantee. So you can do the whole thing. You do the whole thing. The whole thing. And even then, after all of that, after you've learned everything you need to know about AI, after you've done the mastermind, you've enjoyed the mastermind, you've soaked everything in, even then, if you saw fit, you can just send us a simple email up to 90 days from now, and you can get your money back. Why are we doing that? Because it's fair. Because it's the right thing to do. Because we want to take the risk off your shoulders. Simple as that. The fourth bonus is a 30-day risk-free trial to the Quant Guy, our Quant Guy subscription service, which I'm going to tell you more about here. Plus, you can save $200 if at the end of that risk-free trial, you stay and you become a member of the Quant Guy. So the Quant Guy is a labor of love that me and the professor have kind of tag team to put together over the last couple years here. And it's the flagship subscription service for the professor. Each week, he puts out hours of new exclusive content, new exclusive shows, new exclusive analysis and trade ideas. And it really is a Netflix for trading. Like, no kidding. If you go on Netflix and you see how Netflix is organized with all the shows and the pretty images, it's the exact same thing in the Quant Guy. There's an app that you can access. You can access it via your laptop, via your computer. You can download shows. And the greatest thing that I think is cool about the Quant Guy is that, if you like to hear from someone and you like to hear someone talk about the markets, like most of the time you're wishing they'd talk more about it. You wish there was more stuff you could consume from them, right? Well, the professor is prolific, meaning I wake up about 5 days a week to a whole new show that he's created based upon his analysis of the markets. I just don't know anyone else doing that. And all of it from beginning to end is actionable stuff that you can use to build, grow, and protect your wealth. That's how it is. So I think you're really going to love the whole experience of this risk-free trial for the Quant Guy. You get a whole month unrestricted uncensored access to everything within the Quant Guy. And I do want you to know something important, which is that people who go through our free trial like this, around 70% of people do remain a member after their free trial, which is way above industry standards, like way, probably double, right? Plus, if for any reason you don't want to stick around as a member, it's easy to cancel, and you get a clear email reminder before you are ever billed a single penny. There's no funny business. We're not in this trying to get you into some new subscription or something. We'll let you know when you come into the end of your trial. We'll very clearly let you know. So there's no funny business. We just know you're going to love it, and we make it easy to cancel if you did want to cancel. And the best part is when you choose to stay and become a member, and I do think you're going to love being a member, and I think that you're going to come to rely on the Quant Guy as like a friend that you have in the markets, like 7 days a week, informing you, giving you actionable insights. You won't pay the website public pricing of $490 a year. You'll only pay $290 a year, which will save you $200 per year, and will also grandfather you in at that heavily discounted rate forever. So you're going to save $200. That's going to be $1,000 a course over the course of 5 years. And we're going to grandfather you in at this heavily discounted rate forever. So that's our fourth bonus in this two-phase learning experience. And you're probably thinking, well, I can understand why now those 50 spots last week got snapped up so quickly. Because we are really giving you the farm here in terms of an experience which is going to arm you with everything that you need to know about AI, everything you need to know to take advantage of AI. We're even going to go into the markets with you in the mastermind and find AI with you, show you how to take advantage of it. It doesn't matter your trading style. It doesn't matter your trading experience. This is the fourth bonus here. So go to the link in the chat. Lay claim to a seat within this two-phase experience. Last week, spots went very quickly. We are expecting the exact same thing this week. Do not mess around. We would love to have you in this. Don't let someone else take your spot. It strictly closes, strictly ends at the next 50 spots. So in terms of a recap, here's everything that's yours. You get phase 1, the AI Trade Spy live masterclass. Everything you need to know about how to trade AI in the markets. Everything. In a very beginner-friendly, comprehensive class taught by the professor. Phase 2 of this experience, we're going to go into the markets together. So phase 1, you learn how to fish. Phase 2, we go fishing together in the markets in a 2-day live mastermind experience. Then you get the private VIP AI briefing, the AI Trade Spy lifetime updates, the video that's going to save you tons of time every single week. The professor's just going to show up in your life and say, hey, there it is. Here's how to take advantage of it. You get the free AI watch list lifetime updates, and you get the 30-day risk-free trial to the quant guy. Tom says, Professor Bierman, your cogent analysis of Disney was spot on, and I placed a profitable trade. Thanks for all you're doing to better enlighten us all as traders. That's what this is all about. Overall, the amount of time and dedication that Professor Bierman has given to education in his life and educating regular traders, it is a rarity. You just do not see it. This is the pinnacle of his education career in terms of trading. He is the first person to come forward and say, hey, look at all this AI activity, and hey, look how you can potentially turn it into money in the bank. That's really something, and you get to be part of it. Just click the link in the Zoom. Plus, we're so confident that this 2-phase learning experience will give you so much newfound confidence. We are offering you that 90-day unconditional money-back guarantee. You must is underlined for a reason there. You must be thrilled with your participation in this 2-phase experience, or we actually insist on giving you back every single penny that you pay today, no questions asked. If that gives you the requisite peace of mind that you need to head into that Zoom chat and do something great for your trading, do something great for your financial future, genuinely today, do it. We're taking on all the risk. We're trying to make this a total no-brainer. It's as simple as that. Just guarantee we're proud to offer it to you. We stand behind everything we're going to be teaching. 90 days from now, you can still email us. You can say, hey, Ross and Professor Bierman, I love the masterclass. I love the mastermind. I love all the bonuses, but I'd like every single penny back. And we'll say, okay, no problem. Because that's the fair thing to do. We want to be able to take the risk off your shoulders. So that's why we're doing it. So again, here's everything that's yours. This takes center stage here, this 90-day money-back guarantee, because we're serious about it, right? So you can participate in this without the risk, knowing that we've got your back fully, unreservedly. Simple as that. Everything here can be yours. Click the link in the chat. Take advantage of this. This is a special offer. Now, graduate students have paid as much as $30,000 per semester to learn from the professor. That's a substantial amount of money. That's an investment. That really is. Our special offer here, tiny, tiny fraction of that. You see, AI and algos have achieved such a death grip dominance of the markets that we have crafted a special deal so you don't get left behind. If you want to see my special deal, just click the link in the chat. It's as simple as that. Or if you're watching a potential replay here, just go to the button below. Now, our strong recommendation is to sign up for the full 2-phase experience. We've crafted this to be a 2-phase experience. We teach you how to fish in the masterclass, then we go fishing together in the mastermind, right? And we give you all of these bonuses that you see here, and we cover you with the 90-day money-back guarantee. But we do want to also give you the option, if you want to opt for it, to sign up only for phase 1, which is the masterclass. Of course, you don't get the bonuses when you do that, but you will get the AI Trade Spy live masterclass. That is an option that you have. Absolutely. We wanted to present you with that option. But this has been crafted. Make no bones about it. to be a two-phase learning experience. It's crafted for that exact purpose. That's why it's there. This is about learning to fish in the masterclass and then going fishing with the professor in the 2-day mastermind and find new trade ideas and validate them together. This is a unique experience. Not just understanding what's happening with AI, being able to take advantage of it, but also being able to interact on an intimate level, sharing your screen, sharing your trading screen, asking unlimited questions to the professor, having him give you personalized feedback on what you're doing and on your understanding of AI and helping you come to a greater understanding. Now, if you'd like to talk to someone on our concierge support team, they are standing by. There's a reason why I'm exceptionally fond of our support team. And it is because they have worked with us for a long time. These are people who you see there with their smiling faces, who are incredibly knowledgeable and caring people. And you can just have a nice chat with them, a low-key chat, not a sales call. Believe me, they don't operate this way. I don't know what you experience with other people, but you can call these folk up. They're going to have a very low-key, down-to-earth conversation with you about whether or not this is a fit for you or not. And they're going to help you. If you have a question, you can ask them, and they will answer it for you. So if you have a question, if you would like to talk to somebody about anything before you pull the trigger on this, well, first of all, I say don't wait too long because these 50 spots last week went really fast. These 50 spots are also going to go fast. There's no reason why they shouldn't. You know, AI is infesting the stock market. This is urgent that you know how to adapt to this. It is an urgent matter. So don't wait too long. But if you do need to talk to somebody, pick up the phone and dial 623-244-5657. 623-244-5657. Chat to one of these lovely people. They will help you. They are not trying to give you any, excuse me, any kind of ridiculous hard sell. We don't operate like that. We don't do that type of stuff. We're not interested in doing that type of stuff. We're here to help you. We're here to just try and educate you if you think it's a fit for you. So if you have a question and you want to chat to someone who's going to treat you well and just answer your questions well, call 623-244-5657 and do so right now. Or you can just go to the link in the Zoom chat and look at the special offer, pull the trigger on it, and join us right now in these 50 spots. Now, this is Dower. He says the way you explain the indicators takes a lot of the guesswork out of it for me. So it doesn't matter here. Your trading experience doesn't matter. Your technical acumen in trading doesn't matter. This is a beginner-friendly trading that you can participate in. Dean says, I've become a much better trader because of you. So this is a way to, in this two-phase experience, to very quickly up-level your skills, up-level your trading knowledge, up-level your trading confidence to a remarkably greater degree. Because you know, unlike the masses out there right now, what is up with AI. You know how to handle it. When you see it holding price hostage on tens and tens of stock charts, you're among the few who can step in and actually take advantage of that, who understands what's going on. Everyone else is just clueless to it. They're going to be AI roadkill. We don't want that for you. We want a better future for you like that. This is Calvin. He says, I've been hitting singles and keeping losses to a minimum. Again, thank you to the professor. And this is Peter once more. Peter says, I want to remind you of the extraordinary potential of what can happen when you listen and learn to the professor and you take action. It's not an average result. This is extraordinary, but I want to remind you of it because here it is. He says, Professor, I hope you're well. I'm traveling all over Asia, having a blast, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make the webinar because of the time zone difference. Tightened up my trading game immensely, going back and listening to your mastermind a couple of times. I made $435,000 profit in January with one more trading day left. That's the extraordinary potential we have on the table in front of you right now. 50 spots available. Once they're gone, because this is all these spots are strictly assigned on a first come, first served basis to preserve the intimacy of this unique learning experience. Phase 1, you get the AI Trade Spy live masterclass happening February 13th, coming up very, very shortly. Phase 2, AI Trade Spy 2-day live immersive mastermind on February 22nd and 23rd. In the masterclass, we're going to teach you how to fish. In the mastermind, we're going to go fishing together. It's going to be the most fun you ever had with your clothes on. It really is, because AI is something that has to be taken seriously. There's no way to look at the professor diving into these stocks that he showed you today, pointing out the infestation of AI happening right now, like a crime scene in front of you, on price charts all around you in the markets, and just dismiss this as something that maybe you can learn later. Maybe you'll learn one day. This is happening right now. And this is going to be murder for people who don't know it, who don't know what's going on. They're just going to be in a world of hurt. That's how it is. We wish it wasn't that way, but that's why we're doing this. That's why we're going to pains to create this comprehensive learning experience for you, so that you don't have to be part of that mess. Instead, you can step in, understand what's happening with AI, take advantage of it, actually enjoy the fact that there's an AI takeover, right? Have it be a good thing in your life. Our first bonus is the private VIP Trader Retreat AI briefing. People paid $2,000 to watch the professor give that briefing. He's been at the forefront of AI, in trading. This is not something we just came up with recently. This is a pattern of obsession on the professor's behalf to wrap his own head around AI so that he can come to you and say, here's what's up. Here's how to benefit from AI. Here's how not to get run over. Here's how to not become roadkill. Our second bonus is the weekly AI Trade Spy lifetime updates, where the professor is going to come to you each week, save you a ton of time, save you from being hog-tied to your trading desk, and just point it out to you as like one of those GQ models pointing to the distance saying, hey, AI, I see it right there. Here's how to take advantage of it. You don't have to be examining charts, poring over charts, sweating over charts, because the professor is going to be doing the heavy lifting for you in these lifetime weekly updates. The third bonus is the AI watch list lifetime updates. So this watch list is a living document of where AI is living right now in the stock market. If you know where AI is living, what charts AI is infesting, then you know where to look for countless high probability trades. That whole problem of not knowing where your next trade is coming from, it's history. Because this AI activity is just spurring countless high probability trade opportunities. Simple as that. In the masterclass, we're going to teach you how to find them, how to spot them, how to validate a trade. In the mastermind, we're going to teach you how to actually execute. Simple as that. It's going to be a lot of fun. The fourth bonus is the 30-day risk-free quant guide trial. And if you do choose after the 30 days to become a member, then you also save $200 over the regular website pricing. So that's phase 1. It's phase 2. Bonus number 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4. Do not wait. That would be my best recommendation to you. Do not wait. Click the time-sensitive link in the chat right now or call 623-244-5657 and secure your spot in this two-phase experience right now. Professor, as we close this here soon, I want to give you the chance to get on your soapbox and let people know why participating in this experience is going to be the best thing they've ever done in their trading life. Simple as that.
I can say it in a simple sentence. Knowledge is power. And, you know, in order for you, any of you, to get ahead, and I tell this to my students at Loyola, they ask me, like, I've taken your class in finance and I've absorbed so much. And I would stop and tell them, okay, so now you've got an academic background, but you're still not ready for the world. And they come back at me and they say, well, what do you mean? And I say, listen, you only have one piece of the puzzle. You need to go forward and get a degree in programming. You need to get a degree in statistics. You need to move forward and get this and this. And they all look at me, you need a CFA, a CMT, and they're all looking at me like, why do I need all this stuff? I said, because if you don't have this stuff, you're not marketable. You're not going to get a job in this business. You'll get a job. You're just not going to get a job in trading or asset management, because the new set of asset managers are looking for specific skill sets and specific type of like tools that can't necessarily be procured inside of a classroom. You can sit and watch trading, all of you, all day long, but until you have the proper tools to navigate the new market, it's the equivalent of my students at Loyola who think because they're graduating with an A in a finance degree that they're ready for the world. They're not. All they're ready for is what I call like one small sliver of what the market's going to do to them. Because in the next 10 years, the way I see it, Ross, and I don't mean to be cruel, I just don't see, I see half of Wall Street being laid off. They don't need them anymore. They'll just find an algorithm or a computer or an AI program, chatbot, to replace people because they're cheaper, they're more efficient, they're smarter, they don't fat finger it, they're not lazy, they don't take time off, there's no health care. The future is AI in every business, believe it or not. But more so in the market than any business, AI is going to take over. And it's not that you have to become an expert in, because I read the chat. You don't need to become an expert in the programming side because you're not making yourself marketable to a firm. But what you need to understand is what you're up against. It's like in a zombie apocalypse. What are the zombies about? How do we defend? You need to know what you're up against so that you can thrive and you can exploit it. But at the same time, understand what you're up against, just in case you realize, like, hey, I want to put in a trade. But if you see that AI thumbprint, you may step back and say, God, you know what? This is a bad time to put in a trade based upon what I learned in this class. So it's not always about making money, Ross. It's about protecting and not losing money, because the algorithms, they're taking over way faster. And all you have to do is look at all these stocks, NVIDIA, all these tech stocks going vertical. That's because Microsoft, all these companies are getting rid of people and replacing them with machines. You need to understand how the machines work so that you can actually coexist with them within the market and thrive with them and not fight against them when it's not going your way. That's the importance of this. And if you want to wait 5 years, that's on you. You'll be left in the dust in this business. You need to get ahead of that curve now because it's just starting.
All right, well, what I want to do, Jeff, is I want to thank you for your time tonight. This has been great. I just want to remind people that there's only 50 spots available for this. Click the link, call 623-244-5657 if you'd like to talk to somebody. There's only 50 spots. We'd love to have you. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee. Do not wait. We hope to see you soon inside this two-phase learning experience. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.